Yeah.
Tortured him. Maybe they missed something.
Oh, it's like, to be honest, I don't want to say that much because I'm live streaming and just in case whatever happens. Oh,
maybe hid something in his jerky.
It's Cisco.
Damn, he's cold as ice. Nothing here. Should check his boots. Blood, congealed. Key hidden in his boot. Gotta fit a keyhole. Somewhere nearby, hopefully.
CISCO.
There's a draft. Gotta be a space under this rubble. Guess I should do some cleaning.
Yeah.
Valuables left unlocked, on display, almost. Lost his
mind. I know. Like I already know how to change the frequency address. It's just whenever you reset the modem, like it usually just resets all the settings to default. I didn't put anything, I put stuff at, like I changed it at the old. At the old. Yeah, I changed the frequency, but I left it above, I left it at, I think, like 4.0 gigahertz, and that didn't help at all.
But, interesting.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at the time. Yeah, that was when I was still living in the old house. So I just didn't understand what was going on.
A ledger. Payment for a sack of grain. Amount due for a charcoal shipment. Hendrik was masquerading as a merchant. What's this? Notes among the ledger entries. Clever. Interesting headings. Drunken swine. So-called Baron hosted subject at his castle. Or should I say, illegally appropriated fort. Reason unknown.
Abraham.
Talk to Baron at Crow's Perch.
Like if I
wanted.
like The Witcher
Subject appeared in
3
Skellige,
because
also cited in Novigrad. Appearance
I played
unchanged.
it a
Ashen
little
hair,
bit,
scar
but
on her
I
face.
played it on
Avoids contact with
too
others.
hard of a difficulty, so I lowered it.
Clashed with a witch.
And
Subject landed in swamp, encountered a witch. Conflict ensued. Cause unknown. Find the witch. Talk to the peasantry. Village of Midcopse. Caution advised.
but if
I'm being observed. Don't know by who or why.
But if I
Unsettling
truly
signs.
like this game, I'll
ran off.
probably buy
Water in
the
bucket froze solid. Strange
expansion
glow
pack.
observed in the sky. Ill omen, peasants say.
No.
Somehow they learned Hendrik was looking for Ciri. Thus the torture. I'm too late. My only leads, the Baron and some witch. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that, because it's like the Witcher series is a really popular series, so but maybe at the time they were just thinking about taking a stand for DLC, like little pieces of DLC should be free. Like they made like horse armor free, like new quests and alternative costumes and that free. Yeah, so at the time, then maybe they're too focused on just trying to show other developers that little stuff like that should be free, not paying for.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
come on, Roach.
Yeah.
should all be flogged. Nice torture their ass.
Mm. Yeah.
Shut up and fight.
Oh. Yeah, like,
Faster.
I know Kingdom Hearts is, was the first game is a PS2 game, but it's brutal without a map. Well, not so much loss, it's just the navigation, like,
Never visit the witch herself. I've my elf as the guardian. For the rest, well, she can't beat bread and stone either.
yeah.
Oh, come on, this new one's not half bad. Sure, tongue on
Got
her,
a lump
but
of
she
bread
helps
today.
If you stuff all your oats with garlic, where you get garlic?
Oh.
Nothing left but to pray. Beg evil spares us at least. Ever eaten a tree bark? Me, got splinters coming out my arse from it.
Like, when it gets going, it's really good, but just to me, it has some pretty big rough patches.
Heard no monster will come near you.
Rough patches.
From here,
Yeah, like just rough patches. But that is, again, because it's just a PS2 game, it's not, of course it's not that advanced.
And remember to take her some cleaner.
I don't know.
wild hunts will turn on them. Give this
Don't say no more.
Me man went to see the witch again.
She's a child.
Yeah.
Not looking good, I tell you. I say we tell the Baron's boys he hides his daughter in the forest. Toss us some grub then.
Like, I didn't mind, like, because Dark Souls kinda has that, but not completely.
What do you do? Ask a bear to dance?
Yeah.
Tell the Baron's boys he hides his daughter in the forest.
Not from here, methinks. Not from Velen. I get it right?
You did.
So, where you from?
Originally, Rivia.
Rivia. Blimey. That's a ways.
Land thing. And,
A witch lives around here somewhere. You know her?
I do. From afar, that one, like yourself. But she listens, understands. Helpful. Not like the old witch. That one were deaf as a stump and mean to boot.
Know where I can find her?
Go to the
Okay.
pond. Wild swan swam there once. Trail starts there. Follow it to a great stone, drop where it lies by a devil that a farmer tricked into thinking it was a giant egg, then go right into the woods, go past a destitute cart, and near it find the witch's hut.
Thanks. Been a big help.
Wild hunts were gentlemen, but they didn't respect them. Don't say no more.
Supposed to be a large stone near the pond.
Is the question on hard? No. Oh, I completely missed that over.
There's the boulder. Now right, and onto the cart. The cart. Which is somewhere nearby.
Take it. Miss, the cows are wheezing, won't rise from the barn floor. Pus streams from her snout.
Do I look like a dairymaid to you?
No, miss, but you know things. 'Tis our last cow. None other left in the village.
Rest died of hunger, or soldiers let him off. Oh, we're as good as dead without her.
I shall give you herbs. Mix them with water drawn from the spring at midnight, then make the cow drink them. But first, you must clean out your barn. Thoroughly. Is that clear?
Thank you, miss. 1,000 thanks.
Enough. I've had my fill for the day. Go home.
She's in a foul mood. We'd best come back on the morrow.
Watch what you say.
Anyone home? Normal candle. Ordinary ointment. Nothing special. Managed to amass quite a book collection. Now, where's she run off to? A pentagram in chalk. Don't often see baubles like this in Velen. Powerful aura. Must be some artifact or... So this is where she disappeared to.
Wondering how long it would take you, Geralt. I'm upstairs. Don't be shy. Greetings, Witcher.
Missed a spot.
Where? Hope you didn't come to Gaul.
No. To talk.
Turn around and wait.
Kira Metz, deep in the heart of Velen. Thought you hated the countryside.
I can assure you I do. Now more than ever.
Heard a witch lived out here. Never would have guessed it was King Foltest's former advisor.
I'm so pleased the world's still able to astound you, Geralt. I actually envy you that sense of wonder. Common in children, knights errant, and morons.
Someone's grown irritable. Is that any way to greet an old friend?
I believe I greeted you with a pleasant view. Now tell me what brings you here.
Any news of your
It's
sister's
like I
village?
was warning.
We can't know too much about one another these days. It's safer that way.
Even tried to contact one
Whatever
another?
he
I've wanted to
listen
many times.
or
But I've no way of
whoever's
knowing who
over
it
is like screaming in my ear. It's like, God, stop.
So, bet you saw this
It's like,
question coming.
whatever.
What are you doing here?
Let me think. Enjoying
Damn.
the country air? Admiring the unspoilt scenery? Or is it furthering the age-old alliance between the city and its breadbasket? No.
It's like I know I could turn down the volume of this headset, but if I turn down the volume,
Yes, that's exactly
you
what I
can't
mean.
hear me.
Radovid's new pastime.
That's the
Pursuing
thing.
anyone with a whiff of magic about them. Witch hunters. Sound familiar? Murderers scouring the north from end to end. Burning books, hanging soothsayers, torturing herbalists.
So how's it feel to be the village witch?
Horrid.
No joy in having the boundless respect and trust of the local peasantry?
They'd respect anyone who could produce hemorrhoid cream.
Been here a while, haven't you?
Long enough for rot to set in. You cannot possibly imagine how much I detest this place.
Picked a strange place to hide.
I didn't pick anything. In the north, Radovid's men hunt sorceresses like fish in a barrel. Nilfgaard controls the south. Where was I to flee?
Emperor does keep mages on a short leash, but he lets them live and ply their trade.
Radovid and Emma differ in every respect except one. They share a deep hatred of the Lodge of Sorceresses. And I was a member.
Man.
Changing the subject. I'm looking for a certain young woman.
Oh, really? Who?
I'm looking for Ciri. That Ciri. And no one can know, understand?
Cirilla is here. The girl once sought by the Lodge of Sorceresses, and practically every ruler on the continent has landed here in Velen, and I know nothing of it. What is she doing here?
Indications are she's hiding from someone. I heard she quarreled with a witch, but if you don't know anything, sure you haven't seen her?
I'm certain I haven't. But recently someone asked me about an ashen-haired woman. He claimed she would stand out from the peasant crowd.
He say anything else about her?
Not so fast, Geralt. No humble plea, no offering for the witch.
What's your rate these days? A couple dozen eggs? 3 hens, maybe?
My rate rises with every word you speak. I'm not sure you can afford the information anymore.
You're pricklier than I remembered. Isn't living in nature's lap supposed to be cleansing, calming?
Nature stinks. Oh, sod it, don't give me that look. I know it's Ciri we're talking about. It was an elf, this individual who asked about Cirilla. No flea-bitten Scoia'tael slob either, but an elven mage.
You know, they kind of said her name, but oh well.
What was an elven mage doing in Velen?
Well, I tried to ask him, of course, about everything.
Of course.
Oh, but you know how elves are. He asked many more questions than he answered.
He say what his name was?
He didn't. And he wore a mask. Very secretive all around, but I liked him. He was intelligent and composed.
He say what he wanted with Ciri?
Only that they were to meet in Velen. He wished to know if she'd arrived before he did.
He leave any message for her?
No, but he asked that were I to meet her, I should lead her to him.
So you know where to find him?
Yes, he said he found a hideout in some elven ruins near the village of Midcopse. I'll go there with you.
Why? Think I'll have trouble finding this place?
I've unfinished business with this elf. He promised me something, but he never delivered it. Besides, I know you think as I do, that she might be there. And I'd like to see Cirilla too.
Let me go.
Can't go just yet.
In that case, we'll meet there. I'll await you near the cave entrance.
Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, sure, it's not really, not really my place to say, but I don't know. Maybe I just enjoy peace and quiet too much. It's like, that was just getting ridiculous, man. Honestly, I don't know what they were really talking about. All I knew is some girl was screaming in my ear. Well, not really screaming, but just a loud freaking voice. And it's like, nah. You know what? Nah.
Can we go? I'd like to finally meet this mysterious elf.
I do wonder if the two of you will hit it off.
Not like I want to bet him. Just want to ask him about Ciri.
Come on!
And like, maybe I could test that. Because if I turn down the volume, if I turn down the chat volume, does it turn down the volume for the recording?
Phantom Riders? That means... I thought they didn't exist.
Feast your eyes on the non-existent then. Got a navigator with them.
What?
Can you teleport us to the other side?
I'd rather teleport us home. Do you really mean to follow them?
Teleport. Hurry up.
Not sure I like any of this. Ready. Follow me.
Damn portals. Wonder where Kira is now.
Yeah, test it out, but right now I'm not going to. because I don't think it would, but just in case the chat volume does do something. Oh shoot. I need a... Oh no, I can push that without somebody here. I mean somebody in the chat.
Kira?
Geralt!
Why did I do that? Since I'm guessing they're probably over here. Oh. Because, to be honest, I don't know, I don't use this head. I know, that's what it's kind of made for. For you to, use surround sound with this headset, but I just don't do it. I can listen to music and all that, but I just don't do that. It's like, if I do listen to music,
Geralt!
I'll listen to music, but
Geralt, do something! They're crawling out of those holes! Use a sign or bombs, anything!
Stay calm. They're only rats.
I hate rats! Lilad, get! Lilad, get! Get them off! Exterminate them, I beg you! It's disgusting! Do you know the diseases they spread?
How you like that silver?
Get them off! Thank you.
You that afraid of rats? Could have annihilated them with one spell. Fine, won't say anything. So what happened to you?
There's something here. Something that distorts teleportation. I've no idea how they managed to get to the other side problem-free.
Wild Hunt's teleportation magic is different. Got specially trained mages for that. Navigators, they call them.
They can have 3 helmsmen and a parrot for all I care. I'll not risk that again.
Let's go. Wild Hunt got a good head start on us, but we still stand a chance.
Have you gone completely mad? We must leave here at once.
If you're scared, turn back. I'm gonna go on.
Stop it, that's emotional blackmail.
You'd really worry about me if I went on alone?
You? I'd be concerned for myself.
Then come with me. Just quick decision, come on.
Very well, have it your way. How did I ever let you talk me into this ridiculous expedition? Gavella Glan.
It's like, I don't mind.
Come on.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, here's where the loads get stupid. Oh my. I don't know, I was never, you know, it's gonna end soon. Until recording, but oh well.
Gavella Glan.
Yeah, whatever. I just wanna go back to, see this. Is there anything here? Oh no, just way out. Kind of went out back there for nothing. Oops. What about? No, that was that way. Yeah, I kind of went back there for nothing. It's like, the mushrooms and that I don't really care about. All I really want is, to see if there's treasure here. Like hidden treasure or something.
Well,
Levate, Larena Lunet.
that's him. That's the elf.
Arvek wa Ledi.
See, that's so
An illusion?
stupid.
No, a morphotic projection.
A what projection?
Something akin to a postbox for mages. Much safer than an ordinary letter, which anyone can intercept en route to its recipient.
Message was definitely for Ciri, daughter of the Gull, Lara Doran's heir.
Indeed, it is what the elves would title Ciri. But what was the bit about the sign of her sword? A riddle?
Yeah, not a hard one, though. Not if you know Ciri named her sword Tyrell. Swallow.
Come now. Who aside from you would know that?
Might have been the point. The Elven mage secured the passage, hid it, so that only Ciri could find it.
He failed to foresee that someone like you would show up.
Nevertheless, I think he was expecting uninvited guests. Made some preparations. Let's hope the Wild Hunt ran into some obstacles.
Well then, let's go. Do you think following the swallows will suffice?
We'll see.